So apparently the Hollywood Reporter can't get its story straight. They did post that story that everyone talked about where it just said that Jenny Slate made an official complaint about Jamie Heath because he offered her a $15,000 reimbursement for her rental so that she could move with her toddler because she didn't like where she was living. So, but then he talked about the sanctity of motherhood. So then she made an official complaint to Sony. And then they redacted that story and they said that it actually was an official complaint. She was just complaining about it and it got back to Sony. And now they changed the story again back to the original where she did make an official complaint. And look, I just want to think I know what happened, and I'm just going to put this out there because this is my theory and this is alleged because it's just coming from me. I think what happened is there was no official complaint. I think what happened is a bunch of gossip girls. I think Blake got to them. I think they were on set somewhere and she's like, ew, ew, like, Blake was probably like, these men. And then Jenny's like, I know, they're so weird. Can you imagine that he even said like, oh my God, being a mother is like the greatest joy ever. And then Blake was like, ew, he talked to you about motherhood? How can a man talk about motherhood? And then Jenny was like, I know, they're so gross. They act like these feminists. Ew, ew, ew. And then she's like, oh, a man should never talk about a woman being a mother. Ew, that's so gross. Did you know that he looked me in the eye when I had my tits out and I was breastfeeding? He looked me in the eye. Something like that. And then they got on board with this man-hating. Jamie Heath is a bad guy. Justin Baldoni's a bad guy because they're too nice. They're too nice. How dare he? How dare he offer you $15,000 so that you can move, so you and your toddler would be happy. Ugh. Ew. Ew. But then anyway, so I think it was just a little bit of Gossip Girls, misery loves company. Man-haters are gonna man-hate, right? Right? And then also what I think very interesting is then she did the same thing to Isabella. Because Isabella, young Lily, while doing her own press tour, talked about how comfortable she was on set, how safe it was for her, how they rehearsed it, how the intimacy coordinator was so amazing and patient and it took a lot of time, but they made sure that she was so good every step of the way. She even texted Justin, afterwards saying how great the experience was and thanking him for being just so amazing with her. And then I think what happened is after shooting, Blake reeled her in, fancy dinners, nights out, Deadpool and Wolverine. She dressed her at every red carpet. And throughout those interactions, Blake was planting seeds. And maybe Isabella at first was like, no, he was so good with me. He was cool. And Blake was like, oh, he didn't do anything? Nothing? He didn't say anything? How was that shoot when you guys did nothing happened? And she's like, no, it was really cool. I mean, he even said like it was hot and stuff. And she's like, he what? He said it was hot? Oh my God, did that make you feel uncomfortable? And she's like, no, it was fine. Like we were all like in it together. No one, something. I think what these complaints are is that, and I think that it was Blake who then was filing, if any complaints were officially filed. I think that's why the names were probably redacted, because I think it was probably Blake Lively. Yeah, she fucking, the Lululand, that's where she lives. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have the best day.